Think about this as a kick and snare and tom pattern. So boom, boom, down, boom, ba, doom, ba, doom, down, boom, da, boom, boom, down. Okay? And the 2 and 4 is always where the snare would hit, and we always have those open. In this video, we're going to look at 3 strumming patterns that all use some form of muting. We're going to look at patterns that use palm muting, but also some patterns that use fretting hand muting. And these patterns can be found in songs such as Save Tonight by Eagle-Eyed Cherry. We have this palm muting and hammer-ons and flick-offs in this song. A strumming pattern made famous by Mumford and Sons. All their classic songs use this same strumming pattern, and it's still used in pop songs and has been for the last 20 or 30 years. And finally, a fretting hand muting technique that is used in signature patterns such as those by Stevie Ray Vaughan and also John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and even Jimi Hendrix. We're going to do all of this on acoustic guitar, so buckle up. We're going to transform your strumming, make it so much faster, but do it incrementally. We will be looking at a little bit of metronome use in this video as well to help you do that. Let's get stuck in with strumming pattern 1. So this is the Save Tonight strumming pattern, but I've changed the chords to avoid a copyright strike. I'll be honest there. I've done a full tutorial for Save Tonight. If you do want to check it out, I'll leave the link below. The chords I'm using here, we really want to get used to using this just on an E major and an A major chord. Basic open chords. E major is the essential one to get this pattern with because we have an easier palm mute of 2 strums on the thicker 2 strings, and we've got this palm muting technique where the outside of the palm of our hand is here on the strings. We looked at this in my beginner's course for kind of bluesy stuff, but this is what we're going for, and we're going to add some embellishments to this. All sorts of things. So keep the chords simple. Look at E major and A major. A major, we don't want string 6 ringing out, so we're going to mute it as in silence with the thumb of the left hand. And just to get the downs and ups sorted here, the main pattern you want to go for is down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. Ba, 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 ba. But we're going to mute the first 2, and we want to get down, 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 up as the first one. That's like the first half of the pattern. And then mute, mute, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. Think about this as a kick and snare, boom, and tom pattern. So boom, boom, down, boom, ba, doom, down, boom, da, boom, boom, down, okay? And the 2 and 4 is always where the snare would hit, and we always have those open. And we can play around with sus4s, sus2s. That's what we're playing around with for patterns such as 3, 4. You will also find this strumming pattern or a small variation on it in songs such as Wake Me Up by Avicii, Hey Ho by the Lumineers, Riptide by Vance Joy, and many other folk-influenced songs. Now I've just put a metronome on of 50 BPM, and I want you to click your fingers to that. And this is a more advanced way of using a metronome. I mean, an advanced thing is being able to talk and keep your fingers clicking, I'll be honest. But what we're going to go for here is using this metronome as 2 and 4. Boom, boom, jabba, jabba, jaboom, jabba, jaboom, boom, jabba, jabba, jaboom, ba. Okay? Visualize that first. Hear it in your mind's eye. Hear it in your mind's eye. Yeah, let's go with that analogy. Let's do it. Boom, boom, jabba, jabba, jaboom, bam, ba, Let's even slow that down a little bit for this pattern, and let's go for something like 44 BPM. The Live Forever pattern's quite similar to this, but it's not muted. Boom. You could slow it down even more. Most metronomes don't go much slower than 40 BPM, but that difference is gonna make a difference, especially when it comes to speeding it up in a second. Da, da, boom, boom, ja, ba, ja, boo, ra, jum, ba, ba, da, boom, boom, da, ba, da, boom, ba. And we could use bar chords with this. Either way, that big beat, ba ba da ba da boom da. And then if I go back to 45, we'll go halfway. Da ba da boom ba ba da boom boom ba ba da boo da dum ba. And then you speed it up from there. 50 BPM. Boom boom ja ba ja boom ja. All comes from being able to click on 2 and 4 and adding a muted strumming pattern. Our next muted strumming pattern is something I call Mumford and Strums, because it's basically how to play every Mumford and Sons song, especially their hits. The core strumming pattern from this is down, down, up, down. As simple as that, but there's a mute to it which makes it awfully tricky for some people. And also, it's a breakneck speed, this kind of thing. Let's do it with A minor to C major, which is progressing on from, root 6 chords. And we're having to do this mute on string 5 now. And we just need 2 strums. Down, and then a down mute. So a muted strum that's quiet but we let it ring out. Up is the big one, and then down is slightly muted. Putting a metronome on that, on beats 2 and 4, that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Without the muting, which is still useful, especially when we start to increase the speed, let's put it to 45 BPM. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Muted. Increasing that BPM again, this time to 55 BPM. Actual BPM for the count is therefore 110. But we're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This final muted strumming pattern is in the style of players such as Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and even players such as Jimi Hendrix. And it's basically where we're doing fretting hand muting, but we're stepping things up a little bit where we play one note, but we're picking or hitting many more strings. Just hitting minor pentatonic scale, shape 1, however you want to do it. But we're going to hit one note and mute the other strings with the underside of the first finger or the underside of the little or third finger and the thumb. And even when we hit a string with the first finger, we can mute with the tip of that first finger like this and the tip of the third finger. So here I'm strumming string 6, 5's ringing out, 4's muted, everything else is muted. And this is how you can get to play riffs such as like the Stevie Ray Vaughan style blues shuffle that we'll be going at in the next module. So this is kind of in prep for that. That style of thing. It's also used by John Frusciante in Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Hopefully you can see there, I'm strumming more than the string that you're hearing because you're hearing this style of playing. And the best way I've found to practice this is pick a scale, pick a pentatonic scale, A minor pentatonic, frets 5 to 8, 5 to 7, 5 to 7, 5 to 8 is perfect. Focus on the thicker strings, so that first octave first of all. 6 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But go strum, so the note rings out. Mute, 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 with a down, up pattern. And we're just walking up the minor pentatonic. But focus in, when I'm on string 6, I'm muting strings 4 and 5 with the underside of my first finger. And then the underside of the little finger is muting 4 and 5 as well. Then when I hit string 5, tip is touching string 6, so that doesn't ring out, but I can strum it. Underside of that first finger is hitting strings 4 and 3, even 2 and 1. Same with the third finger, but we can start to bring the thumb over just for safety for string 6 there as well. We wouldn't need it. We could mute with the underside of the middle finger and indeed the third finger. Without muting, sounds awful. But that's how I would do it. Same here. That's what we want to build up to, but we start off 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and back down. That's the exercise. Play along with me in 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need more time on each note, take more time on each note. Play each note 4 times, for example, and you've got more time to kind of perfect that muting in one position. Let's give that a go together. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Back down. And that's when you really get a feel for what muting is needed, whatever string you happen to be on. But a thing to work up to, just to demo, if I do it twice, with a shuffle. Those are some muted strumming patterns that should really elevate your rhythm playing. Let me know how that goes and share your progress on the Discord, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome to this jam track lesson where we're looking at how we can play this Mumford and Sons style strumming pattern that will also allow you to play songs such as Wake Me Up by Avicii, Ho Hey, Riptide by Vance Joy, and also Miles Smith Stargazing and a few Miles Smith songs as a newer option. But we're also going to look at more than that. This is the video where we're really going to start digging into triads, cage system stuff. I'm going to be showing you a bit of that just in the tab, and then we're going to be exploring that more in this module. But I just wanted to kind of show you the end of this. Where can this end up? And basically, this is a 3 minutes and a bit jam track. If you were strumming this for 3 minutes, as like a rhythm guitarist, I think it's good to be able to do that, but as enjoyment and fulfillment and kind of relaxation as a guitarist, that's a lot of work. And actually the easier bit is to do these lead lines, which I'll be showing you in a second. But for example, here's an F chord, and then a C chord with one finger, and then a G chord. No bar chords needed. We're literally just going to be moving around triad shapes, as you will see in the interactive tab. But we're going to start off with the strumming and then look at some picking in the middle of this song, even some improvisation with the C major pentatonic. Would be fantastic over this same jam track as well. It starts on an F chord, but it is in the key of C major. So bear that in mind with any lead lines that you choose to improvise over this. But let me show you what the bare bones of this would look like from a rhythm and then a triads point of view. But you then please have a go at playing over anything you like that works over this, and make sure to question these things. What key is something in and how can I play over it for any songs you learn from now on?